Well, there you go, guys. I'm still not home yet. If you call it planes, trains, and automobiles this trip, because it certainly feels that way. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, of course. I think I've probably done it a lot differently, but I try to do things where I'm incorporating your friends, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. And I didn't hear from Mo the night before, and I wasn't actually quite sure whether he was going to turn up. So it was great to see him at the airport, and he contacted me. He said, "Where are you?" And he was already, he already checked in. So it was really, really great. But of course, my other mate, I I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" Like, and I had a meeting in London that morning, and so I had to be up early anyway, about 5 o'clock. So I come back, and we pretty much agreed that we'd go from Luton, because that's where he lives, and it was also a direct link to Gatwick. So we thought we'd do it that way. So I left my house. I got a couple of hours sleep before I left, and I left my house. I got to Luton, left at 12, and then they bloody shut down half the roads on the way down, so I had to go a different way on a divert, and all of a sudden we're up against time. And then of course there's the problem of trying to find a place to park your car. My car's half decent, if you like, and I don't really want to sort of put it anywhere, and so I had to find somewhere that was okay to do so. Anyway, cut a long story short, we got to Gatwick, and obviously flew out there, and we've had a really, really good trip. But of course, on the way back, it was really weird, because the way they did it, what normally happens in a European away game is they normally keep you in for a period of time, and we were told prior that it was probably likely to be 75 minutes. But we got almost to about 45 minutes, getting close to the hour mark, when Scott, who runs all the Thomas Cook coaches and all the Chelsea travel and that, he was shouting out, "Look, anyone Thomas Cook, come out to the left," and we got let out because our coaches were outside. So there was four coaches that we all got in, and we all got like marshalled out straight off back to the airport. And then when we get to the airport, it was like straight in, straight through customs, passport control, the whole lot. Before we knew it, we're all sat down in the aeroplane, but they left half the people back at the stadium. So we almost had to do it in 2/3 shifts. So we were waiting on the plane for these people to turn up. Anyway, by the time it all got all done, we ended up getting into Gatwick around sort of half 2, 3 o'clock. And he said to me, he said, "Look, we've got 10 minutes to catch this train." I said, "Mate, you run for it, mate. I'll need a cup of coffee, chill out and all that." So I waited for the next one, which is of course an hour later. Got on that. Because I had no sleep, I fell asleep on the bloody train. I ended up in Arlington, and I had to get off and wait for the next one back. And anyway, I've got to Luton, and then of course I needed to get a cab to find my car. And now, after it all, I've got an hour and a half to 2 hours run before I get back home to Peterborough. And when I get home, I'm just going to jump into bed because I'm absolutely knackered, Evaluating the game last night, okay, let's be honest, crap result, terrible result. Performance though, let's look at the performance. Look, we conceded at the wrong time. Yeah, it's not great when you concede 1 minute into the game, and it certainly looked a little bit suspect, i.e. with the use of his hand. But nevertheless, great finish, great strike, and they're one up. And of course the crowd, who by the way are really, really loud in that Olympic Stadium, made a lot of noise, and it was obviously massive for them. And then of course it's all about character, how you respond, how you come back, how you retaliate. And Chelsea were brilliant. We had them all on the back foot. I actually said in my video before the game, I thought just like the first leg where we let them have the ball, I thought it'd be very, very similar. But of course it wasn't. We had the ball. We had more possession of the football, and we had loads of chances, really good chances, half chances and chances. And probably the biggest one fell to Alvaro Morata, and he skied it, absolutely ballooned it. And that was a massive moment in the game, because had he scored that goal, I honestly, truly believe we would have gone on and won there, because I thought our confidence was great. Irrespective of the fact that we were 1-0 down and losing the game, I thought it was really, really good. And then right near the end of the first half, again another great time for them to score. You know, as we all know, those sort of poignant moments in a game are the times when, you know, it changes the team talk and the whole dimensions of the football game, and they go 2-0 up, and you know, we're really up against it then, you know, and we all got into the break thinking, well, the next goal's massive, obviously. And we started as we mean to continue for the first sort of 10-15 minutes of the second half, where again we were the side on, you know, offensive. We were the ones creating chances. We were the ones that had them on the back foot. You can always tell when you're doing well when the opposition's crowd are whistling and hissing. You know, that European sounds where when you've got the ball, they're certainly letting you know about it. And we were really, really good. And then of course, then comes the sucker punch, which is their third goal, and Thibaut Courtois, who he's got to look at himself, really has got to look at himself for that, because I honestly felt that he perhaps should have got that. I know the ball was struck with a lot of pace and everything else, but a lot of times I feel Thibaut doesn't get down to, you know, quick, or I just feel that perhaps he could have slightly done better there. Nevertheless, it's 3-0, and the game, with all intents and purposes, is over. And to be fair to Chelsea, they still tried. They still tried to get a goal, and you know, and everything else. But the game was lost then, and it was game over, and it was all about, you know, thinking about Manchester United at the weekend. Cesc Fabregas got hooked off, who I thought his passing was dreadful last night. Same as Bakayoko. There's some mistakes and errors from Azpilicueta and David Luiz and Rudiger. In fact, there was lots of mistakes and errors all over the place. See, that's the strange thing about it. I don't think our passing was really great, but I thought we were the team that was more trying to force the game, if you follow what I'm saying. Well, it's a bad defeat, a really, really bad defeat. And the only good news, if you like, is the fact that Atletico Madrid have drawn at home to Karabakh, which is quite incredible, really incredible. Of course, what that means is with just 2 games left, Atletico, it's a bit sort of shit or bust for them now, and their final game, which is at home, well, their final home game, and of course they've got Roma. So what could happen in the next game is when we go out to Baku, and you know, we could leapfrog Roma, you know, and Roma could come back into second spot with Madrid, Atletico Madrid just tucked in underneath, and hoping for a really great performance against Chelsea, where perhaps maybe we qualified and the intensity factor won't be there for us, and maybe they've got a chance of coming in through the back door. I don't know. But what I do know is, I think no matter what, we'll qualify out of this group. I just still feel right now it's the nature and how we're playing, and just the mistakes and the fact that we don't look resolute at the back like we did last season. And have we really missed N'Golo Kante that much? I mean, he's one player, you know, so influential over the way we play and the way we set up, and how pragmatic we are as a football club, especially from a defensive perspective. I really, really, really don't know, but it certainly seems that way. It really does. Look, it's still the early part of the season. We've got Manchester United, as we know, at the weekend on the horizon, and Jose's certainly going to fancy that one, but it's up to those players, you know, to lift themselves and lift us as supporters, because I felt last night they let us down, really let us down. As a matter of fact, when we got off the plane and that, we bumped into the kit men, you know, obviously the players had landed a lot earlier and everything else. He said they were already back home, or already at Cobham. And we were talking to him about it, you know, he was sort of asking us about our trip and all that sort of stuff, and we were saying, you know, the most disappointing factor, it really, really was a disappointing factor, is the fact that only half of those players, or 5 of those players, came over to just give a little bit of respect for those Chelsea supporters. Let's be honest, most of us have probably slept, what, 2-3 hours in the last 36, 48 hours? It's quite a long old trip, yeah? You know, it's costly, you know, and we sang our hearts out for 90 minutes. I thought Chelsea, the one thing that was absolutely bang on was the Chelsea supporters. 3,000 Chelsea fans sang their hearts out, you know, and only 4 or 5 of them could come over and give us that little bit of respect. Because what it is, for me, it's very easy to come over to supporters, right, when you've won 2-0, 3-0 and celebrate as a unit, you know, as a unit. But what's really important is, you know, it's in life, you take your chance, you take your wins, you take your losses, but what you do, yeah, is you show that respect, even in defeat, and even when you don't play well. And I know it's not easy. I know I've heard it said before, you know, well, they probably feel embarrassed. No, you come over. Yeah, listen, we didn't play bad. We supported the club. We made the effort. Yeah, so that was really poor, Chelsea. Yeah, you need to sort that out, and you owe us an apology for that, because that is poor, really, really poor. So there you go, guys. Onwards and upwards, and we move on to Manchester United at the weekend. Well, hopefully, N'Golo Kante is going to be fit, and you know, come on to Chelsea, win, lose or draw, we're Chelsea to the core. You know, we are who we are, and you know, people can say whatever they want to say. Listen, we're Chelsea, and that'll never change. You know what I mean? Support our team through thick and thin, wins, losses, and draw. It doesn't matter. We're Chelsea, yeah. As far as experience is concerned, I've never been to Rome. I've done Milan, I've done Turin, I've done Juventus and AC, and Rome. What a beautiful city! Absolutely beautiful city. The city certainly full of culture and history, and just so many lovely, beautiful parts of that city. It's very raw, but very, at the same time, it's kind of buzzing in its own histrionics and culture, if you follow what I'm saying. The Vatican is an absolutely really special place. You can almost feel it, you know, it's energy that's coming from the place, and of course the Colosseum is spectacular. Just a really lovely city, and really, really nice time, really nice ambience. Bit of a shame also, I had a couple of Chelsea fans, you know, come unstuck with out there whilst we was out there. Shame all that, you know, because it's the one part of Rome that never changes, you know, and that's not good. But there you go, guys. I'm absolutely spanned, I'm absolutely shattered. I thought I'd just do this last video because we're going to put a vlog out, by the way. There's a vlog. There's a couple of videos up on the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to that, please do, yeah. And I'm going to put this up on Facebook now. And then, of course, I've got this drive, and then I'm going to get some sleep and that. And then, in the meantime, Mo's working on the vlog. There's about 70, 80 videos that he's trying to compile together, get the best ones together and put it into some kind of order. So, you know, watch out for that, and that'll be on the YouTube channel. We're going to try and put a stream together in the next couple of days. We're certainly going to get some of the lads on, you know, a bit of a how do you think our seasons have gone so far. A couple of Arsenal boys, and obviously West Ham, so it should be good, you know. And as I say, thanks for your support. Big up Chelsea SW6, and we'll speak to you very soon. Cheers, guys.
Thank you for watching this video, guys. Like I said, and we are always going to be trying to do these types of videos for you guys. If you liked this video and you enjoyed it, please make sure that you leave a like on this video. So please click on that thumbs up button, and if you could also do us a favor, we are on all social media as well. Those will be in the description below. Please go actually follow us or like them, and it just enables us to be able to interact with you guys as the fans as well. And it'd be great also if you could just comment below. What do you think the scoreline is going to be? What do you expect the lineup to be? Would love to hear from you guys. Take care. Peace out, guys.